And all the noise comes when we go live. Oh, okay, it went away.
Are we live?
Yeah, we live. What's up, everybody? It's Ebb and Flow. You already know. Here
What's
today
up,
with
y'all?
oh yeah, Job in the building.
It's your boy Scratch.
I still don't get that name. Actually, no, I do get it. Let me stop. I gotta do is like 6'8". Um, but yeah, this week we got a weekly discussion number 12, I believe. Um, you got anything you want to get off your chest before we get started, Stretch?
uh, Not really. Let's just get into
All right, bet. So the first topic we got going on today is the slave play. And so for those who aren't familiar with the slave play, and honestly, I it's not like something I can, be I haven't watched it myself because it's an actual play. But from what I've heard about it, the the slave play is basically this rendition of from what I've heard, is basically this rendition of like this uh, sexual relationship between a slave owner, like an overseer, a white overseer, and a black slave woman. And so, um, all right, so let me read this little excerpt about it. Well, not excerpt, but just a little review about it. In the first scene of Slave Play, a provocative off Broadway production from the up and coming playwright Jeremy O'Harris, who he's a black gay man, by the way. We see a woman dressed as a slave cleaning the stage with a broom when "Work" by Rihanna starts to play. Kanisha, Kanisha, played by the If Bill Street Could Talk in Chirac star Tiana Paris, is unable to stop dancing, but halts when her white owner Jim enters. They indulge in crude porn-like banter. He tells her to eat a cantaloupe he throws on the floor before having sex. Two similar scenarios follow, each slightly altered. A black man is dominated by his white mistress. A black man tyrannizes his white male dentured servant. What? This explicit interracial triptych fills the stage and is only broken when a word is yelled. A quick scene change, we find ourselves in a different world entirely. Giving too much detail would arguably spoil the play. However, we see that even in this new world, white voices and thoughts dominate. All right, so I'm not going to read anymore, but just based off of that one paragraph that I did read, what do you think about this play?
I mean, honestly, like my initial reaction to that is just like, what in the world? Like, who would think that this is a good idea? Like, I
Yeah,
mean, who knows? Like, maybe somewhere somebody might be like, "Oh, it's really interesting. I might get into that." But like, it's such a just like it's so disrespectful, honestly, like to the actual slaves that went through slavery, just to like make a what even is this considered like what a satire or like what even is it? Is it just like
I
comedy?
don't know. See, and that's the thing. Like, I'm not exactly sure what it would be, but like, yeah, like some like us. It does sound satirical. Like she's twerking to Rihanna while cleaning the uh while cleaning the room, and then her slave master comes in, and then they start having sex. Like what? That's and the reason why it can be like so offensive to people is because like if you know your history, if you know your black history, white slave owners used to routinely rape black slave women.
Yeah,
Like that's why we got biracial people. Like that's where light skinned people come from. I mean, what I mean, like it's just disrespectful to that thought because it kind of trivializes that kind of history behind it. And
Yeah.
it's weird that, you know, a black gay man decided to write this play, because if if you had any sense, like if you didn't know anything about it, you would think like, what kind of racist white man wrote this, you know, this racist fantasy for themselves.
Right. And yeah, honestly, like I don't understand. Like, is he getting like a lot of like backlash from making this? Like, or I feel like it's not popular enough to where like everybody's really talking about it yet. So
I mean, yeah, I think on the day it premiered, I heard a lot of, I saw some stuff on, at least on Twitter, about how it's, you know, how like it's a trap. Like I heard people on both sides like, oh, this play is so amazing, and I heard people saying like, what in the hell is it? Is like, what are we watching? Like, what's going on? Who allowed this to be made? And my whole thing is like, I like, I don't like to restrict art. Like I think art, no matter how offensive it should be, like it should be made. But at the same time, like I don't know. At the at the same time, it's just weird, like that a black man made this kind of play, and and art that's bad deserves to be criticized and crucified. And I will criticize the hell out of this kind of stuff, because I just find it disrespectful.
mhm. Yeah, I'm with you on that. Like, it's disrespectful. It's just like I feel like he's honestly just ignorant for doing this.
Yeah, yeah. Um, and then like apparently there was a lot of like white people who watched it, and when I was on Twitter, I don't know, or maybe you saw it, but I was on Twitter and I saw like this white guy saying, the people who don't understand like this play, and who continue to criticize this play without seeing it, uh, just need to be informed, or something stupid. And like I responded to him basically saying like, you stupid. Like first of all, you white, so like you don't even have an opinion on slavery in general. And then just basically like I give him a piece of my mind, because I got
Yeah.
I got really mad.
Wow.
um,
I mean, so just because he's white, does that mean he can't like have an opinion on the play or like his opinion's not valid?
no, I didn't say he could have an opinion. You couldn't have an opinion on the play, but like I don't want to hear you say anything about how like, oh, people who haven't watched, who haven't even gave the play a chance, are quick to criticize it. And it's like, first of all, you tell me this play is happening during slavery times, and a uh, a white overseer and a black slave woman are having sex, and and it's being trivialized. Like it's not even taking into account that, you know, there's a power dynamic with the white overseer and the, you know, the he's like he how first of all that sex isn't even consensual because he's the white overseer. So and then second of all, you know, he's just I lost my train of thought. But basically, like it's like you can't tell me what I can and can't be offended by, because like you don't have the same perspective as me, and it doesn't even affect you. If anything, of course you will want to see this because you're sick, and it benefits you, or it's good for you.
Right.
But that's just how I feel.
No, I agree with you 100%. What's the other part with the beside that wasn't the slave master and the woman, but it was like a black man. What was that part?
Oh, uh, so it says two similar scenarios follow, each slightly altered. A black man is dominated by his white mistress. So I'm I'm assuming in this context, like it's still in slave time. So he's a black male slave, and the white woman is, you know, just taking him for, which is another thing on the whole other stereotype about like white women just wanting black men, you know, for like sex or whatever. And then the other one is a black man tyrannizes his white male indentured servant. Yeah, so I guess like an indentured servant is not quite a slave, but he's kind of on that level because he gets paid like pennies to work to do the same thing a slave would do.
He tyrannizes him?
Yeah, it says a black man tyrannizes his white male indentured servant. So I think they didn't want to give out too much information, not to spoil it. But like, shoot, spoil that for me. Like, I don't really care. I'm not gonna support that. And the black people supporting this, I don't know. I want to have people who, you know, agree with this play on this. I want to have them. I want to talk to them. I just want to understand where they're coming from because I don't understand that. I don't get how you justify it.
Right.
But I mean, yeah, we can move on. Seems like we pretty much on the same page with that. The next topic, I think you mentioned it about lynching being illegal.
Yeah. I actually heard about it on Twitter. Apparently, like, lynching has been made a federal crime or something like that. Let me see. It says after more than a century of failed attempts, the Senate on Wednesday unanimously approved legislation making mob lynching a federal civil rights crime. And like when I first saw that, I was just like, what? Like, so lynching hasn't been illegal all this time? Like, you could lynch somebody and get away with it? Like, I had trouble understanding that. But I guess it says that it made it a federal civil rights crime, meaning that, like, I guess it's a hate crime. So you get like that you can the bill could impose a sentence of life in prison on those found guilty.
Yeah, so it's from the article that I'm reading, it basically it makes it sound like it's basically another charge. So like if you kill somebody with a gun, you're gonna go to jail for murder. But it sounds like this, like if you kill somebody with lynching, not only will you go to jail for murder, but you'll also get the additional charge of lynching them, and it could be punished by a sentence of up to life in prison.
But doesn't murder already give you that sentence?
Yeah, but it's like, you know, I mean, you about to go to law school, but I think like I think like the more charges you have, the more, you know, the more difficult it is to, you know, get parole and that kind of stuff. So I mean, I don't really know, but it just sounds like, you know, it's just an additional charge. It's hard to wiggle out from that that kind of thing, especially like with lawyers nowadays who can get you out from any type of case, you know. So
yeah, I mean that makes sense. It also said that like it says the Senate has failed on nearly 200 previous attempts to pass such a bill. Like, that's crazy. Like, it took 200 tries for this to be passed. I mean, I guess like it's weird because it's like if you lynch somebody, then I guess in 2018 you're gonna get in trouble for murder. Like if you're found guilty of lynching them, like obviously there's situations where people get lynched and maybe they say that the person hung themselves or whatever. They get away with it. But I mean, if you're found guilty of lynching someone, then like they just see it as murder. So I mean, it's not like before you could lynch somebody and then just get away with it. So
yeah,
I guess in that sense, it's not like something so like, oh my gosh, after all this time, you can finally get in trouble for lynching. Like,
yeah, I feel that. I think there was such a I feel like people were trying to make it illegal for so long because of its history. Like in the United States, especially for like black people. Like,
Yeah.
like obviously, you know, it's like why don't they make, you know, killing people by a gun illegal? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But it's like lynching has a specific racist kind of history attached to it. So it's like, you know, we want to kind of eradicate that. I guess I don't know. It's kind of like putting a stigma on lynching, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, I think that's what's up. You know, anything to put another roadblock in the face of racism. I'm behind it.
Facts. Yep. You said that perfectly.
Yeah. Okay. So now to like a more, I guess a more serious, no, less serious topic. This is Tory Lanez and Royce the 5'9". All right, so just a little bit of background on that. Hold up. All right. So Tory Lanez tweeted. I don't really know what prompted this, but he tweeted, "Ain't nobody scared of Rose 5'7" lyrically. I deleted my comment because I'm not gonna keep acting like my nigga Joyner didn't do his thing. The old nigga kind of had a point. What I said came off like some hating shit. People are allowed to think anybody won. Simple." And then I guess Royce saw it, and Royce said, "My nigga, if you trying to get your motherfucking ass beat, you doing everything right. I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt because you Canadian. I'll go play somewhere before I get upset." And Tory Lanez always trying to act like a tough guy because he got that Napoleon syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
And, easy, Mr. Muscle Milk. Don't let your gym workout and the fumes in the air start confusing your mind. Old ass nigga talking about before I get upset on Twitter. Fuck you finna do? Fight me through emojis and text? Nigga, suck my dick. And then he did hashtag young nigga world. And all Royce did was comment, "All right, cool. Remember, you said it, not me."
I saw that tweet and I was like, whoa, like what's about to happen now?
Yeah, because like if you know Royce, like you know he's about what he says. It's not like
Yeah, I got a lot of respect for Royce too. Like he's like one of my favorite, like honestly, like all time, he's in my top 10 or something. Like he just lyrically, but like also what I respect about him is like he's just real.
Yeah.
So, like, when I see him say something like that, then like I trust it. Like I'm like, okay, something's really about to go down.
Yeah, like I know Royce is real. Tory Lanez, I know he's not real.
Yeah.
So like when I saw that, I just laughed. But then I want to say it was like a couple of days later, Tory Lanez tweeted, "Just got off the phone with Royce." Yeah, he said, "I just got off the phone with Royce. We good now. No beef." And then Royce tweeted, what did he tweet? I think he said something like, "I just got off the phone with Tory. I accepted his apology," or something like that. So it's like, Tory, I know you weren't gonna do nothing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I saw that. Like honestly, I saw the tweet. Somebody was like, "Yeah, when you go from suck my dick to we had a very productive conversation, then that's how you know like lives were at risk." I was like, like that was hilarious, and it's crazy because honestly, like if you're Tory Lanez, like come on, bro, like if you're gonna go that far as to say that much disrespectful stuff, you can't just easily just come back and just be like, "Oh yeah, we had a very productive conversation." Like, get out of here. Like now your credibility has gone down this much. Like do better.
And he stays. I mean, it's funny because he stays acting like he's tough, but it's like, nah, you're not. Like, he even tweeted, I think the other day, "I'm not a tough guy." So it's like, what do you know you're not? So just stop. He tweeted something. I'm trying to find it, but I guess he deleted the tweet about Royce. Dang, yeah, he deleted it. He's probably getting flack. Hold up. Oh, okay. So what prompted Tory to tweet that? Someone tweeted, "You think Tory won that Joyner battle?" And all Royce said was no. And so then Tory Lanez said, "That's why you rapidy ass niggas always had the wrong conception of a W. Shows why y'all careers look how they look now." Like, that was unnecessary. And so then Royce said, "No need to get upset, little homie. I thought yours was dope too. Somebody like you disrespecting somebody like me is ridiculous, though. I'm gonna let you slide because you're new." So he let it slide, and he still, wow, that's funny. I'm still trying to find that tweet that where they made up.
Which one you mean? Where he was like, "We had a very productive conversation."
Yeah, I see something where it says Royce the 5'9". It says he accepts Tory Lanez's apology because it was a commendable thing to do. Funny. They gotta get in the booth so Royce can teach him a lesson.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to know like what happened. Like what I want to know what was said in that conversation to make Tory Lanez just like apologize after all he said. Like he went that far to say all that disrespectful stuff.
I feel
also for Royce to not actually like beat him up or anything. Like I want to know like what calmed Royce down and what did Royce do to like threaten or say to Tory Lanez to make Tory Lanez apologize after saying all that.
See, I feel like one of Tory Lanez's OGs talked to him and be like, "Yeah, you don't want to mess with Royce. Like that's not a good look. He may not be relevant now, but like this nigga's from Detroit. Like he, like don't mess with him. Don't play with him. Just go ahead and apologize because he got real shooters."
Mm-hmm.
I don't know though. I think Tory Lanez is corny in general though.
I mean, I like his music for the most part.
I never really listened to his music like that, but I think he can kind of spit, kind of.
Yeah, I mean, especially like his freestyles. I don't know if you saw his freestyle on Sway. He did a 5 Fingers of Death. He really killed it. He killed that.
I didn't see it. I saw he was sitting in the chair and then he stood up and he was the same height.
Yeah, I seen that too. Yeah. I mean, no, like he could really spit though. Like I'm not saying he's on like Lil Wayne's level or anything like that, or like J. Cole or something, but he can spit. He can definitely spit, especially like in this generation when there's not too many spitters out. Like,
yeah, that kind of hypes him up. I feel you. Okay, so next topic: Kodak and Ebro. Okay. So basically, to give background on that, hold up. What's wrong with my phone? So basically, Kodak went over to Hot 97, and he did an interview with Ebro and Rosenberg, and I honestly forgot the girl's name. No shit. And basically talking about his music, and then towards the end of the interview, Ebro brought up Kodak's sexual assault charge, and I think throughout the whole interview he was kind of alluding to it, talking about like there's some things we can't really talk about, and he kind of alluded to it throughout the whole interview. And so like towards the end of the interview, he said he actually kind of broached the subject, saying, looking at all your cases and everything you've been through, the recent, and this is, I quote, looking at all your cases and everything you've been through, the recent one right now is very sensitive. With respect to everyone involved in that case, we can't get into details today, but we take sexual assault here serious, and we can't get into details, but we hope we can have you back so we can have a deeper conversation about that, because this is a serious topic and we're hearing these stories a lot. And then that was it. And so then like there was just like this awkward pause, and then I think after that Rosenberg tried to change the subject. He brought up something random, but like Kodak wasn't having it. He said like, I forgot what exactly Kodak said.
No, because No, because Rosenberg tried to change the subject, and then like he barely like when he did like it didn't really work. So then Ebro brought it back. He was like,
Oh,
"You seem upset that I brought it up."
right. Yeah, right. And so then, yeah. So then Kodak said, I feel like sometimes when niggas be like going through shit, y'all be entertained by bullshit. You know what I'm talking about? And then he said, you know, he told Ebro to change the subject or he will walk out.
Mm-hmm.
And so Ebro, you know, always trying to be a tough guy, said, we don't have to talk about nothing else. We could be done right here. And then Kodak was like, say less. Um, so that happened. What do you think about that?
So I think that I don't think Ebro's like wrong for wanting to talk about the subject, but like when he said what he said at first, like to bring up everything, like, oh, I know you're going through what you're going through, and it's a sensitive subject, even though we can't really talk about it. Like when he first said all that, like, what did you expect that to come from that? Like like why say all that? Like I know we can't talk about the details of it, but we hope to have you back so we can get deeper into the subject. Like, okay, that's cool. You want to talk about sexual assault, but like the way you brought it up, obviously you're talking about the case which you can't talk about. So what did you expect? And then when Kodak said nothing, then like I feel like that should have just been it. Like, don't try to go back to it. You see, he doesn't want to say anything because he can't say anything about the case. So like probably because he can't say anything about the case, he probably doesn't want to talk about it in general. Cause like it's gonna be hard to like go around the case itself when you're talking about sexual assault. And so after Kodak didn't say anything, like he just had this like if you look at the video, he just had this mad face. He
Yeah,
was like
that face and
that
that
like mad face, like yeah, like that. And he just had that face. So clearly he's upset about it. And clearly like he didn't say anything. So there's nothing really to be said if you can't talk about the case. So I feel like at that point it should have just been done. And then he tried to bring it back. And that's when Kodak was like, yeah, like I feel like y'all be entertaining bull crap. And so it changed the subject where I'm out. And like it didn't have to go that far. Like they could have just not talked about it anymore. But I
right.
mean, it is what it is. People were mad at Kodak. People are like, oh, Kodak's trash. Like, yeah, I'm glad Ebro did that. He did the right thing. But
Yeah,
like
and never mind. Go ahead.
I was saying, like Ebro said, like he said, we hope to have you back so we could talk deeper about it. Okay, so then wait till the trial's over, then wait till everything's done, and maybe they can like talk about it. But I don't know. He's just trying to like talk about it right now. It's like while everything's going on, while the case is like everything's too like sensitive, and you can't really talk about it. So just stop. Like I just didn't understand that.
Yeah, and I agree with you. I'm gonna play a little bit devil's advocate because of like what I've seen on, I guess like some people's opinions, but uh I don't know, people saying like who cares if that makes Kodak uncomfortable? We should be holding, you know, uh we should be holding those who commit sexual we should be having them feel we should be holding oop, yikes. We should be like having them feel uncomfortable, you know, about the things we do. We should be calling them out on that kind of stuff. And I agree with that. I agree with that to some extent. I think my whole thing is it's like one, you already knew he couldn't talk about it. You already knew he's not going to talk about it with you. Um, Two, you don't really. It's like you don't really keep that same energy for everybody. You know, like people like to bring up the Fabulous situation when you know he had the whole thing with his I think it was his wife or girlfriend Emily B, where he had like he was charged with domestic abuse with her. And what's his name? Ebro didn't keep that same energy, as well as I think I recently saw something on Hot 97 where they were talking about would you guys see this cast of R&B people, and at the front was like R. Kelly. um, and then two, it I don't know, it just came off really disingenuous. Like you're not like you. What are you trying to accomplish? Are you just trying to get a reaction from Kodak?
Yeah.
And of course, like he can't. If you just want to talk about sexual assault, how can he talk about a topic so closely related to his case without bring it without bringing up his own case or that being used against him in court?
Yeah.
Like a
That's
good,
exactly what I'm saying. Like I just don't get it. Like the people, you can't get mad at Kodak for like reacting the way he did, really, because it's like
yeah.
you,
If Kodak slipped up and said something about sexual assault in that interview, like the prosecutor in his case could take that soundbite and use it against him.
mm-hmm.
Like even if he's not even talking about his own case, that the prosecutor could just use whatever he said about sexual assault and be like, oh, well, this shows that blah blah blah. So it's like it's not. It's just like you knew what you were doing, Ebro. Like you don't play stupid. Like you know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, I just thought that was corny. And people think when you criticize Ebro for that, you're defending Kodak and you're defending sexual assault and abusers and stuff. But it's like Ebro literally accomplished nothing doing what he did. He just tried to start something. He did, like Kodak. Nothing happened to Kodak. Like it didn't accomplish anything. So is really like you just started something. You didn't. Okay, yeah, he made Kodak uncomfortable. So what? That didn't do nothing.
Right.
Um, but yeah, I just thought it was corny. Um, and then I don't want to use this, but I just want to also add that it's an ongoing case. Kodak hasn't been convicted of anything. So, you can't really. It's not like you can really make an objective judgment yet. Um, but I don't support Kodak, and I know he's done like some problematic stuff, and I'm not like a huge fan of Kodak or whatever. I'm just calling Ebro out on his corniness and you know just being disingenuous in what he's trying to do. That's
Mm.
all I'm saying.
Yeah. I just I feel like in addition to that, like I agree with like most of like everything you just said pretty much. And like in addition to that, like just people in general, like on the internet that are just like, oh, if you think what Ebro did was wrong, then you're just siding with Kodak. Like that's BS too. Like I don't understand. Like people don't see like if people see it as like black and white, like, oh, you're either with Kodak or you're with Ebro. Like, no, like I disagree with what Ebro did. Like, not even 100%. Like, I feel like it's a good thing that you want to like talk about the subject because it's something that needs to be talked about. Like the way he did it just was bad. And I feel like Kodak it was in no wrong like with the way he reacted. Like I
Yeah,
feel
I
like
mean, I thought he handled himself well. Like he said say less, and he said deuces, and he was out.
yeah.
Which I felt like Ebro wanted some kind of reaction from him, um, and Kodak just said nah, and then headed out, and then this is why I like Breakfast Club is a better radio,
Yeah.
kind of interview station than Hot 97 because Breakfast Club got all the viral memes and sound bites now, like with Kodak and like they get the good conversations. Ebro, people say Ebro's a Fed because stuff like this.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Breakfast Club is way better. Like I don't even think I've seen a good Hot 97 interview before.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like Ebro. I think Rosenberg. I think Rosenberg he's straight, but I don't know. Like they just all rub me the wrong way.
Mm.
Um. All right, so we can move on and move to the Offset and Cardi B situation. You
Mm.
wanna talk about that?
Yeah, I mean, basically, I mean, everybody pretty much knows what's going on with Offset and Cardi B. Offset cheated. Cardi B was like, you know what? I'm breaking up with him. We're just not good for each other. We've been trying to work out our issues for a long time, and we're just done. And
Hmm.
then Offset he's trying to get her back at this point. He said he tweets y'all won or whatever. No, he comments y'all won on that Instagram.
Iconic.
Then like the next day he tweets like F y'all, I want Cardi back. Like who's y'all? Like what do we have to do with
What did
this?
we do?
Right. And then like after that, then like all these other rappers are like trying to help Offset get Cardi back. They, like Ti is like, you know, Cardi B, you need to take that man back. Like Ti commented on her post. 50 Cent, I think, commented
Yeah.
on her post.
All the men who shouldn't be commenting on her posts, all the men who shouldn't be talking,
Yeah.
commenting on her posts, telling her to get back with him.
Yeah. And it's pretty crazy. And then Cardi B ends up taking him back. I don't know if you saw the video she posted. Like she was just, I don't know, maybe she was like just horny or something. Like she just talking about how she missed him and like all this stuff that she wants to do with him. And like it's just she's like describing in detail like what they used to do or whatever, and like how she used to make him feel. And so
Yeah, she does.
apparently, right now I think they're like on a vacation in Puerto Rico. Like there was like a video of them on jet skis or something like that.
Yeah, I saw that.
Crazy, like all that. After all that, like I really thought she was gonna be done with him, but like she really took him back. Like it just shows like
Offset in Puerto Rico, like the nigger agenda.
facts. And like it's crazy because I don't know.
Hello? Oh. Yeah, no, it's wild. Like I don't know, like it's messed up how they're all of these and all these rappers who Ti cheated on his wife.
Mhm.
50 Cent, I'm sure 50 Cent has done some low down shit to hit like the women in his life.
Mhm.
Um, like I think and didn't Offset like he interrupted her show with
Yeah,
like this whole set saying, you know, I want you back, like, and it was all over social media. Like doing that is
it was,
not
that was at Rolling Loud. She was actually the first woman to ever headline like Rolling Loud
see.
as a solo artist. And like he interrupted that, and like that was a big deal. Like everyone was like, "Wow, like this man really came in and ruined her shine just because he wanted to like get her back from something he did that messed up their relationship." Like I hate men, all that stuff. Like you know, all those men are trash tweets came out,
Yeah.
and like I don't know. Honestly, like it shows a little bit of like toxic masculinity with like just Offset, just like thinking the world revolves around him. Like he can do what he wants, and then he does what he wants to try to get her back, and come back in
Yeah.
her life.
You know, he
And then you got all the other people supporting him and not calling him out on the bad stuff he's done. They're actually just like, you know, come on, Cardi, come on, Cardi. It's not that big of a deal. Just take it back. Like,
yeah, and that's called gaslighting, you know, trying to make someone's issues or how someone feels like seem irrelevant and seem, you know, minuscule or whatever. That's called gaslighting. And it's like a lot of men do that. Like they try and make they'll say like, oh nah, this you just crazy, like, or you wilding, or like that, like they'll be like they don't care about like, you know, how the woman feels or whatever. And yeah, that is like a toxic masculinity trait, because like all those people telling, I think 21 Savage, unfortunately, because I like 21 Savage, but fortunately I think he kind of co-signed that too, right? Didn't he help Offset do that or not?
I think so. Was he one of the people? Did he like post a video or something? He maybe
Yes,
tweeted about
he
it.
was involved in some way, but
Yeah.
basically, like all those people, like, you know, basically telling her, it's not a big deal, Cardi. Just get back with him. You know, she's famous, so like everything that everything that we would go through is probably amplified on a larger scale. So, I don't know. That's horrible to tell her, oh, him cheating is not a big deal. Just take him back, and he loves you. He really loves you. But it's like, if he loves you, he's not going to do that. I don't know. That's messed up.
Yeah, I mean, also, I think part of it that has people supporting him to like, oh, it's not that big of a deal, because the story is like he actually didn't cheat on her. He was just like entertaining a girl that wanted him or something like that. But I mean, I guess technically, I mean, depending on your relationship, I don't know, like your boundaries, or whatever, that could be considered cheating. So like, yeah, he was like entertaining, and he probably would have ended up cheating on her if he didn't get caught.
But see, that's the thing. That's what he got caught with. Like, I'm pretty sure he's cheated on her in other instances.
Oh yeah, he definitely has cheated on her before.
yeah. Like you seen that one video with him and Quavo in the car with those white girls.
VHS.
That VHS.
Yeah.
That, like, come on, they were wilding. Yeah, it's just. I don't know. I hope it. I don't even know what to say. I know it's tough. So hopefully she can get away from him, or I don't know. She can get somebody who can support her. But it sounds like he got it right now.
Yeah, and I mean, like, it seems like if she wanted to really make a statement, then that she's like independent or whatever, she don't need him. Like, she really didn't have to take him back. But I don't know. Something within her just made her feel like she needed to get him back.
To be honest, though, she wasn't making the situation any better posting those videos talking about what she misses and all that other stuff. Like, nah, you nasty. Like, you just put fuel to the fire. Come on now.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't think the relationship is gonna last, but we'll see.
Yeah. I mean, she just got her butt job. She just got her butt done. So like,
really?
Yeah. Like, apparently, like she like did it in a basement or something like that. Pay $800. But like, I don't know.
Wait, like, that's recent?
Yeah, like, that's probably like yesterday or something. Like, I don't know if you see the video of her on Twitter, like on stage shaking her butt.
I thought that was real.
No, that was real.
Wait, you said her butt is real?
No, I mean, like, she got like a job done so that, like,
I'm saying I thought her butt was real.
Well, it was before, but now it's not. Because I seen them videos. I was like, dang, that's Cardi?
Right. I was saying, I was like, oh, at least that's real, but dang, not even that's real. I mean, whatever. I feel like when you become a celebrity, like, all these, especially if you're so like open about what you do, like, all these different opinions are coming at you, and you just become super self-conscious, and you just do things that you probably wouldn't normally do. And like, if I'm ever famous, like, I don't think I ever want to be famous. But like, if I am, like, I would definitely be super private about everything.
Mm-hmm. Yes, for sure.
Yeah. So next topic, Bria Miles. What you think about her?
Gorgeous. Deep.
Yeah, like,
her skin is beautiful.
Her skin is like, I don't even know how to describe it. Her skin is like dark copper goldness. I could liquefy it into a gold bar and sell it and be rich. All right. I don't even know what I'm trying to say, but yeah, she's gorgeous. But apparently people don't think that, surprisingly, and it really makes no sense. So yeah, a lot of people are calling Bria Miles ugly. And it's ranging from, white men, white women, and then even some coon black men. That's from what I've seen. And I don't know. To me, I don't understand why they think she's ugly. Like, maybe you're not attracted to her, but how can you say she's ugly? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, it takes a lot for like in my head, it takes a lot for me to think a girl is ugly. Like it's different when you just not attracted to somebody. But, like to think somebody is ugly, like that's a strong word. Like
That's
like ugly is a strong word. And to call Bria Miles ugly is absolutely ridiculous. So I don't know who raised these people, but that is just
crazy. Like if you look at her face, like she's obviously not ugly.
Right.
Like if you look at her face, she's obviously not. The only reason I think people call her ugly is because she's dark skinned.
Mm-hmm.
And then like you know, she's thick, but she's thick in all the right places. But you know how some people are.
It's crazy because it's like this. I feel like it relates back to colorism. Like the people that call her ugly, they'll swear up and down that, oh no, it's not because she's dark skinned. She's just not attractive. She's just ugly. Nah, I feel like it's just it has to go back to colorism because like there's no way like when you look at her face, like her smile and like just her body or whatever, like there's no way you can think she's ugly. Like even if you're not attracted to her, like maybe she's just not for you. Like I don't know, maybe you just I don't know, but like there's no way you can look at her and be like she's ugly.
Yeah, I feel like she's one of those people who, you know, you look at and you say like, okay, yeah, she's objectively, you know, like beautiful, like especially like by European beauty standards, like okay, she's not like light skin or white or whatever, but aside from that, everything else is on point with like European beauty standards. You know what I mean? Like regarding her face, I don't know. It's like, and then the black men who call her ugly, like what kind of woman are y'all pulling?
Right.
Like,
yeah,
I must be getting some supermodels and some IG models and stuff for her to be ugly. Like, dang.
Yeah. Hey man, people just be crazy.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess it's just jealousy, and then you know those black men who just hate black women. I don't know.
And it'd be the ugliest people that say she's ugly.
Yup. Right.
It says like it'd be like these like fat black like couch potatoes like or, like just hobo looking white people or something. I don't know. Or like even like fat, like ugly light skinned women, like they'll just be like, oh yeah, Bria Miles ugly. I don't know what everybody's seeing her. Like
yeah, so, and they think they're pretty because they're light skinned. Nah.
Yeah.
In the words of the hip hop goat, chase a bag. Don't worry about what I'm doing.
I know you didn't just refer to Blueface as a hip hop goat.
So you're familiar with the goat. That's my goat.
It's another topic for another day.
Right. Chase a bag. Don't worry about what I'm doing. Okay. That's another topic. LeBron and his comments on the NFL owners. So I'm trying to hold on. Let me see if I can find it. But basically, LeBron essentially he said that. Excuse me. Essentially, he said, you know, NFL owners approach, you know, I guess owning like a slave mentality. Hold on, I'm trying to find it. Un momento. Okay, so here's what he said. In the NFL, they got a bunch of old white men owning teams, and they got that slave mentality. And it's like, this is my team. You do what the fuck I tell y'all to do, or we get rid of y'all. And then LeBron James later tweeted, "Oh, they big mad."
Wait, what? He just tweeted that?
Yeah, he tweeted that all caps. "Oh, they big mad."
Yeah, LeBron's he's that type of celebrity. Like he can say what he's the type of athlete, I should say. Like he can say whatever he wants politically, and like it won't have any backlash on him. Like Kaepernick protests, and like now he's jobless. Like I feel like if LeBron like kneeled in the NBA or something, like people would like something would change. Or I don't know. But like LeBron's that type of person. He can say what he wants.
I wonder why he won't kneel. Not trying to like slight him because he doesn't, because I got too much respect for LeBron, but I just wonder why he doesn't.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe because he says like he tries in different ways to like protest and to say his opinion politically. I feel like maybe he doesn't.
Oh well, I mean, I think what is his name? Adam Silvers did say like if you kneel or something, like you're gonna get fined or something. You're gonna get fined a large amount of money.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
So it's kind of like you can do it, but you're just gonna get punished severely. I don't know.
Yeah, so it's probably pointless to kneel for LeBron.
Yeah.
But, no, but yeah, as far as what he said, I thought that I don't really, because actually there's actually more to the quote that I found on YouTube. Like, if you want me to read it real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
So like after he said the quote that you just read, he also said the players who make the ship go. Wait, oh no, sorry. He said the players are who make the ship go. We make it go every Sunday. Without Todd Gurley and without Odell Beckham Jr., without those players, those guys, there is no football. And it's the same in the NBA. And then what else? He says the difference between the NBA and the NFL, the NBA is the NBA is what we believe he can be. Or I guess he means the NBA is like what a player can be who they want to be. He says the potential in the NFL, it's like what can you do for me this Sunday or this Monday or this Thursday? And if you ain't it, we moving on. Well, like I feel like that's like a better I feel like that's a better part of the quote or as a whole to like talk about, because if you just talk about like because everything that was on Twitter, that like the part that you read, that's what everybody was talking about on Twitter and all that. Like the NFL got a whole bunch of old white men and they got the slave mentality. Like, this is my team, you do what I want or get out. Like, I feel like that part, it's just like that's what any corporation, any business really, right? Like,
right. And
that's a boss. You have a boss and you got to listen to what the boss says and you can't break the rules or else you're fired. But no, like he has a point though, like as a whole, like saying that in the NFL, like the players are the ones that make everything, like that's why everything is how it is. In the NFL, it's different from the NBA because it's like the NBA is like a players league. Like the player has more freedom in the NBA and they make more money. Bless you.
Thank you.
And yeah, like in the NBA, like players have more freedom, they make more money, and it's like you can protest, you can voice your opinions, and it's like, so I can see how the NFL, like how you can refer to it as like slavery, because it's like you can't even protest if you want to. Like if you see something is wrong with the league, or if you're trying to protest something about America, then it's seen as disrespectful and you can just get in trouble, or you can just be like, all right, well, you want to do that, then we don't need you. Get out of my face. Like that's pretty much I can see where LeBron's coming from with the slave mentality thing. But a lot of people are like I read the comments under that post when Bleacher Report posted it on Twitter. Literally everybody, like all like white people, basically, they were just like, "Oh, I think LeBron just figured out how capitalism works." Like, shut up. Like that's pretty much what everybody was saying.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought out those other quotes, because I was really about to bring up like those comments because I read them as well. And yeah, so I'm glad you brought that up, because it's yeah, of course, you know, if you got a boss, you at the end of the day you kind of gotta listen to your boss, but it's like it's very the way LeBron's describing the NFL is that, they don't really care about, like, if you're a boss, a good boss cares about their employees, like the NFL is like, nah, like what you said, what can you do for me? While the NBA does seem more lenient and cares about, like, it's like remember when Donald Sterling, the owner of the Clippers,
Yeah.
and that controversy with him came out, like, they got him out of there. They were protesting Donald Sterling and all that, was allowed. And like, that was cool to see, like the NBA rallying around Donald Sterling. I wonder if something similar like that happened in the NFL, like what would the I guess the owner, the guy who kind of runs the NFL, what's his name, Roger Goodell?
I think so, something like that.
Yeah, like what would he do? Like, would he allow them to protest it, or would he not allow them to protest it because it might get in the way of the money or something? Like,
yeah, I mean, yeah, with that it's hard to tell, and I feel like if something like that were to happen in the NFL, like the Donald Sterling, if he was in the NFL, like that would. Or if he was like a owner of a team in the NFL, he would probably still own that team. Like I feel like the NFL is less, like they're more like racist. I don't know. So they're like, just because of the way they've been handling Colin Kaepernick and protesting and all that stuff, I feel like the NFL is just like racist.
Yeah, they just care about their money. They don't really, like they don't really, like, obviously, like both organizations care about what the athletes can do for them, but it's like how you go about it.
Yeah.
If there's some injustice going on and the NFL player wants to protest it, why are y'all gonna just like blacklist him out of the NFL? Like, why don't you instead, like, y'all could? But I guess it kind of goes back to the type of people that watch the NFL. Like a lot of white. Well, I don't know. I don't want to say things that aren't true. But basically, like, I feel like a lot of white people watch the NFL and, they kind of see the athletes like, do this and that. You didn't score me those points for fantasy football, you nigger. Like, it's like, what can you do for me?
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's like, I don't really know. I don't know.
I feel like I feel like also the thing that people were talking about was like, oh, that's just how capitalism works, or that's how businesses work. So like, why does LeBron think he's above everyone? Like, but it's different because it's like, for one, the NFL is basically trying to control your players, like trying to control how they think and trying to control, not how they think, but it's trying to like control what they do. Like, you can't protest this. If you disagree with this, then just move on. Then we don't need you. Like, and it's like, that's not how like most jobs are. Like, if you have a job and if you work for a company, then I feel like your political beliefs or whatever, it's separated from the job as a whole. Like, they're not gonna fire you because you went to a Black Lives Matter rally. They're not gonna fire you for that. Right. Like, or you're at a football game and you took a knee. Like, they're not gonna fire you. Like, your job is separate from your political beliefs. But like the NFL, like, basically, if you don't follow all their rules, if you don't stand up, they basically force you to stand up for the flag, or they kick you out the NFL, or like your team trades you and other teams don't want you and things like that. And it's like, that's ridiculous right there. Like, they're trying to control what people do. And like, basically, if you don't agree with them, if you don't do what they want, then you're disrespectful and you're out, and they don't need you anymore.
Right, yeah. They use that power to kind of keep everybody in line. Like, they made an example of Colin Kaepernick, so nobody else will follow that line.
Yeah.
And in that sense, like, there is like a slave owner mentality.
Exactly.
Used to do the same thing during like, slavery time. So yeah, I agree with that. Man, I just got so much respect for LeBron. I don't understand how people can hate him. Someone said, that like Bron grew up in the hood around poverty, drugs, violence with a single mother. He missed so much school, moving place to sleep. Now he has a voice, some power, and y'all trying to shut him down for trying to make a change for people who are in this position. Racism ain't going nowhere. So yeah, like I really respect LeBron. Like he's arguably the most high profile athlete of today, and you know he's using his profile to talk about real stuff and actual things that affect people that look like us, and he's trying to make a difference, and I respect that. Yeah, I just got a lot of respect for LeBron.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, he's probably like LeBron's probably the best athlete, like just all around ever. Like he's like the best. Like first of all, he's the best at his sport probably of all time.
I would say he's up there with like Muhammad.
Yeah. He's the best. Like he's a huge influencer, great role model. Never had any like scandals or any stories of him cheating with some white girl or something like that. Never, nothing like that ever came out. And it's like he's just using his platform for, like the absolute best. Like he really can't do he can't do any wrong at this point.
Yeah, like that's why I understand like people who hate LeBron. I would say the only blemish on LeBron's career was like the decision and how
that would have been a bad thing.
Well, no, I was gonna say like the whole like how he handled that, like as far as like his perception, like he came off pretty cocky when he did that. And then what was the one thing? Oh, after they lost that first championship, after they lost that against the Mavs in 2011, the Heat, right after the decision, and he was like, the people that hate on me, they're still gonna go back to their old jobs and making the money. That's like he went in and he made a lot of enemies doing that. But
I mean, that's not that big of a deal. That's true stuff anyway. And then
it is, but I'm just saying like it kind of takes away from his his wholesome role model demeanor perception. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. No, that makes sense. But the what's it called? The decision too. Like apparently that money that was made from like him doing the decision on TV, like it went towards like charities in Cleveland or something.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like LeBron, like, and he's a great dad.
Yeah,
I gotta stop. I'm starting to sound like a LeBron sexual, but I got a lot of respect for LeBron, and then you see that thing with him and his son Bryce, I think.
Yeah. I saw that.
That was what's up.
Mm-hmm. But how did that happen? Like, did he ask them to like record him or something? Like,
yeah,
in that situation.
I don't know. I feel like LeBron just knows that every time he's trying to talk to somebody, there's a camera somewhere on him. Like he's that high profile. People just to get a couple words out of LeBron is like money. Mm-hmm. That's instant attention. So I feel like he knows he has cameras on him. All right, this is the last topic of today. So you're familiar with the black wrestler who was forced to cut off his dreads, right?
Yeah, I heard about that story. So actually, I saw the tweet, and the guy, like, he basically, okay, let me see. What he said was a referee wouldn't allow Andrew Johnson of Buena to wrestle with a cover over his dreadlocks. It was either an impromptu haircut or forfeit. Johnson chose the haircut, then won by sudden victory in OT to help spark Buena to win. And then, like, in a tweet under that, he showed, like, he has, like, a bunch of notes that he wrote kind of to add to the story. Or he says, here's some additional context. He says,
The wrestlers' coaches argued the referee's decision for several minutes until the referee started the injury time clock. At this point, the wrestler removed the cap and agreed to have his hair cut. I understand there are several levels to this story, serious levels worth serious discussion. Those discussions should not include anything threatening me in any way. Yeah, then he talks about how basically he's not a racist because people accuse this guy of being racist for tweeting this because in the beginning of the original tweet, he says, epitome of a team player. So that does sound pretty bad. Like, you're gonna really like he's a team player for giving in to the racism of like everybody else.
Yeah.
Like, no, it's not a team.
I think what he said just came off bad. I don't think he's I don't know if I would say he's racist.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, like shut up. Like, come on. Like you know how long it takes to grow dreads? Like, that's a commitment. That's a whole journey. And he had to make a split, like a decision on the spot, basically saying, you know, I mean, for the team, I'm gonna cut off my hair so we can compete. Which, you know, respect to him. But yeah, that's trash. And apparently, I've heard stuff where like that ref apparently said racist stuff in the past. Like he's been in trouble for racist stuff in the past. So I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, I just think that situation, like, it's really a bummer, like, for him to have to cut off his dreads. I mean, I don't know, like, maybe, like, if it was me, I feel like depending on the situation, I would just be like, no, like, we're just gonna lose then, like, forget the ref, forget wrestling, like.
You would say that you would say that like, it was for the state championship, and it was on.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's hard to say, like, for the, I guess depending on the circumstances, I might have done that. I might not have, but yeah. I mean, it's probably easy for me to say that too, but it's just like it sucks that he had to do that, and he did end up winning the match, I believe. And,
yeah, he did end up winning.
Yeah, but it just sucks. Like I don't understand what's like. Does the ref think that he has an advantage for having dreads, or like does he think, or like is he just racist? Like it's just you're not allowed to have dreads.
I really think he's racist because you know how white people they act so weird around black hair. Like
yeah,
you hear about the stories where like a black girl will have an afro, and it's like you gotta cut off your hair. You gotta cut off your hair. It's a distraction. And it's like, come on, like it's not really like why you care so much about it? Mm-hmm. And I feel like the ref I feel like he just wanted a reason to, you know, he probably thought, oh, he's not gonna really cut off his hair right before this match, and the dude ended up cutting off his hair right before the match. Like I feel like he just wanted, I don't know, I feel like he was just going after them.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's really not fair, like that he had to do it, and I don't know, like I feel like he can't be the only person in wrestling to have dreads. Like I've never heard of a story like this. Like it should be. I feel like if he forced him to do that, like you have to show in some kind of rule book that he has to do that because he said he started the injury time clock, and like. If he didn't cut off the dress, he would have to forfeit. Like what? Like where does it say that in the rule book? Like you gotta show me that. You gotta show me receipts.
I found the rule for the wrestling, and it says during competition, all wrestlers shall be clean shaven with sideburns trimmed no lower than earlobe level, and hair trimmed and well groomed. The hair in its natural state shall not extend below the top of an ordinary shirt collar in the back and on the sides. The hair shall not extend below earlobe level. In the front, the hair shall not extend below the eyebrows. And then it goes on to talk about facial hair. And then it says the legal hair cover shall be attached to the ear guards. So it's like, it's apparently he tried to use that. But from what I've seen, his hair meets the qualifications. Like, it's not even that long. He has some short dreads.
Well, I think he had already started to cut them off at that point, right?
Did he? I don't know.
I mean, in the video, it shows them like the video begins with him like getting his hair cut off already. So I feel like maybe it was longer than that at first. Cause yeah, like if you watch the video, like it starts off with like the lady's cutting his hair. So maybe before that point, it was longer. But like it even says like he had a cover over his dreadlocks. So like, yeah, I feel like maybe in the past he's probably gotten away with because that I guess that is a rule. You can't have a certain length of hair, but he's probably gotten away with it because people realize it's not that big of a deal, especially because he has a cover over it. So like you can let it slide. But I guess that ref just wanted to be a jerk and just say like, nope, it's the rules. You got to cut him off. Like,
yeah, I don't.
That, I don't know.
I don't understand like what's white.
Just racist. Like,
I don't understand what white people's fascination with black hair is. Like, y'all, we just be minding our own business, and y'all want to, say, oh, you gotta cut off your hair. It's distracting. Oh, you gotta do this with your hair. Oh, let me touch your hair. Like, white people are mad disrespectful. And
yeah,
I don't know. It's just whack.
So whack.
Oof. But I mean, that's all the topics we got now. You have anything else you want to say?
I mean, not really. I mean, hopefully, if anybody here is watching this, and like, feel free to like hit me up if you want to join the discussion next time, because like it's cool to have other like perspectives on certain topics. So
yeah, even perspective. Y'all don't even have to agree with us. It'd be dope to have all types of perspectives just to hear what other people have to say on different stuff, because right and wrong is ultimately subjective, but you want to create that dialogue. But yeah, if that's everything, then we're gonna sign off. Appreciate y'all listening. Like the video if you like the video, comment your thoughts down below. Subscribe to Ebb and Flow Media, and peace. Have a good one.
All right, y'all boys.